Here. And then, like, you should be able to just share screen again or that, either one.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go. So from your standpoint, if you want, you can control the, oh, perfect, you have it, great.
Got it.
Give it a couple of minutes, see if change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wild stuff that like.
Somewhere.
I don't know where. Just.
She loves. Yeah. Oh my
I don't think so. It's probably Alex texting.
I don't know. Oh wait, she's not nice.
That's right. It's a tough one. I don't know. It's for sure. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Can you send me that? That's really funny. Do not.
She's been getting. It's. After that, all of them.
I think what I read through.
Asking for money.
So.
So I was like, this is lost.
It's just. Okay. So she's probably right now, so. She. Every year. History Channel. Documentaries. Whether it's. So. Did you hit it?
Yeah.
Set of meetings that work. Starting out, what's the most fun thing you did this summer? I really enjoyed traveling before.
I saw Paramore in St. Louis.
That's Taylor Swift.
I was going to my dad and 7 months wedding.
I went to Mexico. I did bag by.
You're not engaged.
I directed 2 children's theaters.
I also went to the Eras tour with Anna, but I also went to South Carolina.
Are there any student forum and announcements? President Singer.
I've got a few announcements. First off, I've gotten some administrators reaching out to me about university committees. Senators are required to sit on one university committee as a Senate requirement, so I wanted to offer these opportunities up to you all if you're interested. We have the core speed committee through the provost office, which meets, has 2 meetings and is small prep work according to them. And we also have the Intercollegiate Academic Funds Committee, which meets once a month and they approve the Intercollegiate Fund. If anyone interested in those 2, we can talk afterwards as well if you haven't had that requirement fulfilled for your Senate or. I wanna put that out there. Something else that we've been discussing as well is an after Senate social, where we can just hang out and socialize together and really create the relationship and bonding. I was wondering if there were any ideas that you all had that we could go to. I know I've talked to Connie about this in the past. They used to go to the other place, and I don't know if that's something that we are still interested in or anything like that. That can also be something that we table as well and we revisit, and doesn't even be decided right now, but.
We go get ice cream.
What is that food ice cream?
Yeah.
You want to do that after Senate then tonight, or?
I don't care. I might be busy though.
Okay, we can plan for next week. Next week, ice cream after Senate?
Very good.
Are you paying?
Is
Yeah, it's depends on saying.
Mackay. Four greens.
Sure.
Well, I'm curious. what-
Mackay's fine.
Hi.
Maybe not next week, that's been feeling like.
Thanks.
So, I will pay one of these times, how about that? That's my word.
Would you like to, you know.
That's all I have for this.
Now move on to calls for changes. Changes.
I don't know.
Student announcements.
I'll plug it for all 3 of us, I suppose, since I'm a nice guy, but. We're all selling Glee Club Christmas show tickets. $5 per UNI student. $15 if you're a muggle, as Dr. Weil says, or a normal person that is not a UNI student. So if anyone is interested in going to the Christmas show, which you all should be, amazing. Talk to either President Kretziger, Chief Justice. Everywhere. Burger, oh my god. Or myself, so. There you go.
You'll see me in a tutu probably. That's nice.
You'll also see Aaron.
Yeah, we now move on to the calls for changes to the order. The calls for changes to the order of the day, we want to the approval, the last meeting's minutes.
Motion to approve.
And the second. Last meeting's minutes are approved. With that, we move on to special business, and I invite the finance.
Okay, so, because we don't have an ORFI committee right now. I have to do this through you guys, we're gonna pretend we're in that ORFI meeting. So the Panther Pacers Club wants to get T-shirts as uniforms for their org. They're staying with the org, they're not staying with the people. That technically falls under our guidelines. But any apparel orders have to be voted on by a committee. So we're just gonna go through you guys right now since we don't have an ORFI committee. So I'm gonna hand it back to Cooper so that he can run through the voting.
Yeah. So we're voting on approval for the apparel, correct?
Yeah, they're using their own budget, so it's not going through contingency or anything.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Yeah, what's the name of this?
It's Panther Pacers Running Club. So it's,
Well, what's the name? Is it a bill that's up there?
No. It doesn't have to go through Senate, it just has to go through board five, but you don't have.
All right.
So it's kind of weird.
If not, we'll move on to a collective vote. All in favor? Any opposed, any abstains? With a vote of 3 yea, 1 abstain. It's passed. With that, we move on to our controversial docket. SSB 2024-17. The nursing club is requesting recognition from the Iowa State government. Any debate or amendment? Any debate? If not, we move on to a placard vote. All in favor? Stay, any opposed? It's hereby passed. Then we move on to SSB 2024-18.
Motion for unanimous consent.
There we go. Do we have a second? There we go. SSB 2024-18. If not. It's hereby passed. SSB 2024-19. The Stans Company is requesting $1,055 from our contingency fund, probably not as such. Any debate or amendments? If not, that's it. SSB 2024-19 is hereby passed. Moving on to SSB 2024-20. Chi Alpha is requesting $2,250. Contingency fund. Is there any debate or amendments?
I can't tell you guys. Breaking unanimous consent on this one, but I do have to preface that. So this bill does break our guidelines. But the past 2 years, we have been, the guidelines have not really been followed, so it's kind of weird, but I'm really trying to get us back to following the guidelines. I cannot tell you guys how to vote on this one, I cannot tell you to break unanimous consent, but I really want to emphasize that this breaks our guidelines. We are not supposed to be funding salaries.
I was just gonna ask how this was breaking guidelines. So well, for the past 2 years, we have voted for them to have.
Yes, so in the past, the guidelines were there were certain changes that were made that were not ever written down. And I'm trying to get us back on track where we have like a written set of rules that we follow. And so I'm trying to set a precedent. But when I met with Pam, she had informed me that this had been a thing that they were funded for in the past. I'm not necessarily inclined to want to give them the money, but it's not up to me at this point.
Is there anywhere else that we can like direct them to get money for this, or is this like the only place, do you think, that they can get money?
That's what I think.
I don't know the workings of this organization. I know that they're a religious organization, and I don't know if they have the ability to get it from their maybe potential sponsoring church.
So we still have a comment or a question? Earlier.
What is a student for? What's the definition? Like, what are they? Do we know what this money is actually going towards, or is
It's-
student employee just kind of?
It's a student employee. They didn't give me much information past that. And literally, I had already written this bill and because the guidelines were a little bit lax for the past 2 years, it didn't even occur to me that this was in our guidelines until today, because I also at this point am having to rewrite the guidelines because they weren't really followed. So that's.
I'm gonna not take Geneva's advice here, but I would advise that we don't vote this. Because of what she just said.
Is there a motion to break unanimous consent?
Yeah, motion to break.
All right. All right, we now move into a period of Baylor amendments. Now we move on to a placard vote. All in favor? Any abstained? Any opposed? A vote of 2 abstained, 2 opposed. SSB 2024-20 is not passed. Now move on to SSB 2024-21. We like to move back into a. Then second. The school music student support team is requesting recognition from the North Iowa student government. Are there any debate or amendments? Not, SSB 2024-21 is hereby passed. We now move on to SSB 2024-22. The agricultural experience is requesting $350 by contingency fund. Ready to debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-22 is hereby passed.
You try to get in to this out.
Thank you, Mr. SSB 2024-23, the fishing club is requesting $400 of our contingency fund, broken down as such. Ready to debate or amendments? If not, SSB 2024-23 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-24, Panther Mayhem is requesting recognition by the Northern Iowa student government. If not, SSB 2024-24 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-25, Panther Esports is requesting $1,030 our contingency fund for a membership.
My time.
Director of Finance?
Okay, so this is another one, same thing, it's in our guidelines that we cannot fund this. It has been a precedent in the past. But if we want to set a new precedent and follow the guidelines that are written on our website. This is not a allowable expense for this organization.
Why is this one not allowable?
Under Article 1. Under our allowable expenses, it says that we are not allowed to fund. Membership fees for national. Like, just membership fees in general for like national, let me get the exact verbiage. National dues or internal organization fees. It says that word for word on the website.
The motion to break your business consent. Oh, Senator Hill. Is there a second?
I do have another
Okay.
question. How often is this guideline broken?
Last year, very often.
Oh, all right. I feel like this one makes more sense. I think we might want to try to change our guidelines to allow this kind of funding. And I don't know how we would go about that, but I would say like this, if this makes sense as something we would fund. Funding a student employee, I totally understand why we do. This, I think we should just motion back into unanimous consent and pass this through and try to fix the guideline, so we allow the second.
So I'll have you.
I yield my time to the director.
I just want to put it out there, the reason why I'm being a stickler this year about our guidelines is significantly less to give out. So I really am trying to make sure that most of our organizations have money. And normally this kind of stuff would go through ORFI first, but we don't have an ORFI committee right now. So all I'm just giving you guys all the information so that you can make a informed vote. I'm not telling you which way you should vote. But our contingency fund is significantly less than last year. So I'm editing our guidelines, like you said. But I have to be a little bit more strict because we don't have money.
In the case of editing the guidelines, I then feel like we should table this until they are a clearer precedent of how we should proceed on this matter.
These are timed though. Like, that's so at some point, if we table it, they might not get the chance back. Because they are first and
Any more debate on amendments from someone like you?
I yield my time at present.
I just have a question for you guys specifically, their dates, if they could wait.
they don't have a date on here. So if you guys want to table it. Motion to table.
You know, is that a motion on the table?
Yes.
Is there a second? All right. I believe we moved into a placard vote. So we now move into a placard vote. All in favor? I'll table the bill. All abstain? Any opposed? SSB 2024-25 is tabled. Move on to SSB 2024-26. We like to move in back into the unanimous consent.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
Second,
Residents Hall Association is requesting recognition by the Northern Iowa Student Government. Are there any debate on amendments? If not, SSB 2024-26 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-27, the Coffee Club is requesting recognition by the Northern Iowa Student. Are there any debate on amendments? If not, SSB 2024-27 is hereby passed. SSB 2024-28, the Society of Human Resource Management requesting $1,752 of our contingency fund for a to cover the cost of travel to a conference broken down as such. Ready to debate for this? If not, SSB 2024-28 is hereby passed. Lastly, SSB 2024-29, the Student Athletic and Training Organization, requesting recognition by the student. Are there any debate? If not, SSB 2024-29 is hereby passed. With that, I bring the fourth regular Senate meeting.